This is a good question here from Mikey. How do you balance building your first product and monetizing early versus building a valuable brand long term and building mastery in a domain to build authority? So most of us here want to be YouTubers, and we've been watching like Alex Hormozy and everything. Alex Hormozy and Gary Vee speak a lot about this concept of like jab, 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 right hook. Every time you try and sell, you're kind of withdrawing some of the goodwill that you've generated. And when you're selling, you're almost sabotaging long-term audience growth. Whereas when you're just giving goodwill, you're storing that up for like a big sale later on. And so a lot of the young guys here have got the perception that if they do sell, basically their audience isn't really going to grow. Yeah, what do you think about that? Like, if a guy was asking you right now, like, Dan, I've got 500 subscribers, when should I try and monetize? What would you say to them?
I'd say, okay, so I have a few thoughts on this. One, I agree with Hormozy and V with like just maintaining a certain ratio of content to promotions. So let's say one promotion every 5 content pieces. That's short form. Like I'm thinking in terms, I have Twitter brain. So it's like, I'm thinking in terms of Twitter posts. In terms of like promoting in a YouTube video, it's like, you can do that every time. Like you can just mention it offhand as a soft hand promotion whenever I'm recording a video and I say something about writing, it's like, oh, I teach that about writing or I teach writing in 2-Hour Writer. And then at the end, I just do my soft plugs where it's like, get this, or this in the description. And people seem to really like that method of promotion where I'm not dedicating huge chunks of time to just saying like, hey, here's what the product is. It's like, say one sentence, like one high impact sentence about it, and then let that be. But in terms of building a product, when you first start monetizing, building an audience that's what I recommend, is building a product as soon as you possibly can. The first reason is because your first product, just by the nature of things, is not going to be the best product that you can create. It's going to be a shitty first version that you have to improve and iterate with time. And if you put that off until, let's say, 10,000 subscribers, you're still starting that journey at the same level as the person that created one earlier. But now when they're at 10,000 subscribers, their product is 10 times better and it's going to sell 10 times more. So the second point with that is I've only noticed between myself and students and clients is that building a product or lead magnet or something that isn't the content of the platform itself, so a YouTube video, that helps build your authority. It shows that you're doing more outside of the platform, and it gives somewhere else for people to go to learn from you outside of the actual videos. So that kind of illustrates my perspective in a nutshell, where it's don't promote too often, but still promote, build a product early so you can improve it with time. And so once you have the product out, I feel like only then you can have the idea for the next one or a better one. It's the same thing with what we kind of discussed earlier, where if you haven't solved the quote unquote low level problems in your life, like going to the gym, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, your mind won't let you see the opportunities beyond that. Like you won't give a shit about spirituality or any of this like high level philosophy stuff because your mind wants you to solve these problems. And so in the same way, if we consider the problems that you solve or the goals that you achieve as something that you help someone else solve and achieve, that's your first product. That's kind of like a product to me is like solidifying a purpose in your life that you've achieved and then continuing to iterate from there. And then you're slowly passing down the lessons. And as you solve better, more profitable problems in your life, you build a product around that and slowly pass it down. And that kind of removes saturation in a sense from the industry because you're going through these different products and content and you're desaturating the market under you. So like I've sold like 5 different products that I don't sell anymore, like web design, freelancing, etc., because I've moved on. But now when I stop selling those, other creators can come in and sell those. And now that I'm building like a software, I'm sure a lot of my other offers are going to fall off just because I don't have the time or the care to like focus on those when I know this is better for me and it's slightly different. So that's going to desaturate the market under me and more creators can kind of fill that.
Mm. Yeah, you know that reminds me of this time for me in summer 2021. I I'm broke as fuck. So I was doing coaching earlier that year and I was up to like $2,000 a month. But as I'm remembering that, I'm looking over at my bank balance and realizing that I'm eligible for government welfare again, even though I've got like 1,000 subscribers. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for a year. But in the secret, I have like this secret special attack. I've been working on this online course on building your dream body. And I've got like I don't know, 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to try and sell it for like $97. And my idea was like, in the pre-sale, if I sell like one or two, that's awesome. And I've made more money than I have in a little while. So at least I can eat. And I finished this course, or sorry, like I'm almost finishing this course. I've got about 90% of the modules done. And I go onto YouTube and I see that right here, right now, my channel's blowing up. And the video that's blowing up the channel just so happens to be on the same topic that I've been working on this course with. So I go from being on basically eligible for government welfare, totally broke, to never being below $10,000 a month after that point. So my advice to the guys who listen to this wondering like when, they should monetize, I really think building the product early is an awesome thing because right now you might not have many customers. You might be thinking, oh, maybe I can make a few $100s, whatever. But if you have the product that's just ready, you never know when your YouTube channel or your Twitter or anything's going to blow up. And it would be nice to have that like extra 1, 2, 3 week road, like that roadway where when you want to start selling, you can do. Otherwise, sometimes it takes like weeks. It takes quite a long time for you to set up your package, everything. And my story would have been very different if I hadn't been working on that product at that time.